I've got that nastiness, PVE bitterness in me, and I brought it into PvP. You know, at school they used to call me juice box. Now I'm called a drink. So they finally did it, didn't they? They made trials accessible and just playable for everybody. Playable for PvP elitists, because now they can stomp on us PvE mains when they want. They can probably go flawless easier. And also PvE mains who want to play PvP to get PvE god rolls from PvP is now going to be a lot better for trials. I mean, why didn't they think of this earlier? I don't know. It baffles my mind, but let's not complain too much. I think going forward, as long as they keep updating the weapon pools and the armor pools, people will play trials now. Look at the amount of loot we get off a depth chest. Yep, they cooked with this good idea. This video is going to go over the god rolls for PvE. So the Trials of Osiris loot weapons, what are the PvE god rolls, what are the weapons that you want to focus for and look out for on rolls. This is just a brief video, it ain't super in depth, it's just saying, hey, look at some of these rolls. So, obviously, they've changed Trials of Osiris, you can solo queue in there, you don't need a fire team, you will make progress even if you lose games. If you play all night, I'm sure you'll definitely still get 7 wins and go flawless. Well, not flawless, but you'll go to the lighthouse is what I'm saying. Pick up the passage, lighthouse passage. Make sure that passage is picked up. There's a difference between the two passages, which I believe it's something to do with matchmaking and how that works. I don't know the exact specifics. But look, pick up that passage. You know, because going flawless, you get a lot of loot. But I will say the adept weapon isn't favourable too much for PvE. Well, it is and it isn't. It depends on the role, which that's exactly what I'm going to go over with you. So the track rewards, the guns are not good. So Exalted Truth with Repulsor Brace, this is not a good role. There is a good role on it, but it's not that. Keen Fishel's a very good sniper, but this role is not good for PvE. But there is a good role on it. That's what I want to talk about. So as a PvE perspective, what are the roles that you want to come in and focus the engrams on? So you've got Exalted Truth as the adept weapon this week. This will rotate every weekend. So the god roll for this is Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds. Because they buff Destabilizing Rounds and because there's a lot of Void artifact mods right now, like Volatile Marksman, Void Flux, Maligned Harvest, all this stuff. If you get the roll that I've just told you, Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds because of its buff, this hand cannon will be very good in PvE. Not to mention, Trials of Osiris weapons, for whatever reason, have one of the best origin traits for solo players in endgame. Elasticity is I can't pronounce it. This perk is gain increased reload stability, aim assist and range when you are the last 11 member of your fire team or running solo. This gives you so many stat benefits, and it's very noticeable on weapons that are not scouts. So for example, if it's an auto rifle or an SMG, you're going to find that range boost that it gives very favourable to you. I know because I've used Trials of Weapons in PvE solo and I've noticed a difference with that origin trait. So Exalted Truth, I've told you the god roll on it. Right, let's move on. Aisha's Care. Right, well, initially I was going to tell you not to bother about this pulse rifle because there's not many good perks on it. There's a hatchling roll on it. So I guess look for some slice or hatchling roll on this pulse. The reason why I'm saying it's pretty good is because it's a heavy burst pulse rifle. Heavy burst, 2-round burst pulse rifles hit very hard in PvE and they're good. Think of it as a mini Revision Zero. It ain't hitting nowhere near as hard as Revision Zero. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is heavy burst frames are very good in PvE. The problem with this gun is it hasn't quite got the perks that I would hope that it has on it. So I'm not saying it's an outlier, but I'm saying it's not a bad little pulse rifle on strand builds. Okay, so this SMG is good if you get the roll. It has the roll Repulsor Brace, Destabilizing Rounds. Again, this SMG will melt in PvE with that particular roll, and you keep getting overshields because of Repulsor Brace. That is the god roll I recommend for that. I believe it gets target lock, I think, but you know the Destabilizing Rounds is that good that you go for that. Yesterday's question is a Arc version of Warden's Law. It comes with 4 times the charm and Vorpal. If you get that roll, keep it if you have not got Warden's Law. If you have not got the God Roll Warden's Law and you get the roll I've just told you, you keep the gun. However, it also comes with Vault Shot. So if you want to get a Vault Shot roll on this, there are many other Vault Shot hand cannons, I will say, right? For example, I like the Last Wish Arc hand cannon probably better than this. But if I get Vault Shot on yesterday's question, I'll try it out. It's a pretty decent hand cannon, and like I've told you, the origin trait is very favourable in PvE. I think people don't realise how good this trait is, but again, it's all about solo. If you don't solo in endgame, then you wouldn't know, would you? There's other origin traits you can use on them. Alright, tomorrow's answer, the famous rocket launcher that was the first one to come out with Envious Arsenal and Bait and Switch. That is the God Roll for this. This is a very, very good rocket launcher in PvE. We are not in a rocket launcher meta, but if you get the roll that I've said, Envious Arsenal, Bait and Switch, I know He's and Vengeance has been updated with some perks, but I'm just saying, if you get that trait roll, keep hold of it. Keep hold of it with the Envious Arsenal. It's very unique gun. It's quite a unique weapon. He's a unique weapon. This is the only weapon this is the first sniper that I've seen come with Bait and Switch. That's right, it comes with Bait and Switch. There'll be other snipers. I'm just not on my laptop to go and look that right now. I'm doing commentary. Right, the sniper comes with triple tap and Bait and Switch, or Envious Arsenal and Bait and Switch. Those 2 rolls I've just mentioned are the God rolls. You can also get triple tap 4 times the charm. And if for Supremacy lovers, the sniper rifle from Last Wish also rolled with that roll. Or sorry, it was rewind rounds, wasn't it? It was slightly different. But triple tap and 4 times the charm will stack. But the problem with that is you don't get a damage buff. So it's not that good. It's a gimmick, but it's interesting. The role is to have this as a Bait and Switch sniper. It's a very unique sniper, this. Try and get Bait and Switch on it. Exalted Truth, I've told you. Another benefit as well to doing trials, even if you keep getting beat, is when you get the armor, you can transmog it. They're doing Egyptian-style trials armor now. This is favourable to me. I want to transmog some of this armor, especially on the Warlock. Okay, I like this Egyptian style. Look at the helmet, man. It's just worth it to get that helmet. I need to look at. Oh, there's no shaders. Can't see. I would not have it owned, would I? So yeah, there you go. That's that first screen done. Now we look at the old loot. Now this is relevant, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of PvE players have not played trials for years. Including me. I haven't played it since they done the solo queue trials lab test, which would have been what, 18 months ago maybe? Was it 2 years ago? Whenever that was, that's the last time I played trials. So it's maybe up to 2 years. So some of these weapons you may have missed out on, PvE players. Reed's Regret, it's an outdated weapon now. There's better linears than this. I've had a look at some of the rolls, it's outdated. But if you do get some half decent roll, I guess keep it. But there's better linears than this, people. Doom Petitioner, you know, Cataclysmic, the Mistral Lift from Christmas. I've went Fire and Forget is a very good linear. There's so many other better linears than this one in particular. You know, it's outdated rolls. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right, Aisha's Embrace. I wasn't a huge fan of this scout, but it is a void weapon. I didn't really enjoy this scout when I had it last. I actually deleted it last time. So I'm not highly recommending the scout, but it is void. And remember, void weapons do some void shenanigans, which will make that void scout better than what it generally is. I just found that it didn't hit hard enough in PvE. That was how I found last time. I'm going to test it again this season to see if Aisha's Embrace is worth using in PvE, because it might be. But I'm not 100% on it. I think there's some other better void scouts than this. Burden of Guilt, Riptide lovers, if you want to get this, right, so remember when I made a video about Riptide and Deliverance, and I compared the two and said, you know, look, this is what Riptide does, this is what Deliverance does. Well, Deliverance is a faster, it's a slower charge time than Burden of Guilt, and Riptide's a faster one. Sorry, Riptide's the faster one, Deliverance is the slower one. This one's in the middle, charge time, look. So if you want kind of best of the both worlds between Riptide and Deliverance, you want the middle ground, this fusion's for you. The problem is it doesn't have many good perks. It's only got Chill Clip as a good perk. And I think it's got stats for all or something weird on the first column. So it hasn't got the best perks, but it has got Chill Clip, which is a fantastic perk right now. It's taken over for champs. It's the best champ perk in the game, basically, now, at this point. So, if you like Burn the Guilt, get the Chill Clip roll and compare it to your Riptide, see how you feel. Because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So, I'm not saying the weapon's bad, I'm saying it's pretty good. Forgiveness, I had a look at the rolls, it was not very good. It's a heavy burst sidearm. I don't know. I had a look at the perks. Didn't look very good. Inquisitor, there's plenty of pinpoint slug frames. I mean, I use last in, last out. Anyone remember last in, last out? That's what if I use an arc pinpoint slug shotgun, I use last in, last out. That is what I've always used for pinpoint slugs. An arc one specifically. So there is that gun there. We'll see what rolls I get on it, but it's not an outlier of a gun that you need to chase for. There's plenty of pinpoint slugs in the game. Whistler's Whim, I had a look. There's not many good perks on this. This is not a good bow. There are many better bows than this one. Not good for PvE. Remember, this is all PvE advices. It's not PvP. This might be good in PvP. I don't know. Exalted Trip, I've told you. Right, Unwavering Duty. If you want a fixed odds in PvE with Incandescent, this is your roll. It's got Incandescent on it. If you want a very nice Incandescent LMG, look for Incandescent on Unwavering Duty. This is a good machine gun. 450 RPM, adaptive style frame LMG. Pretty good. Not better than Fixed Odds. Fixed Odds is better than this, in my opinion, because of the enhanced field prep and enhanced incandescent. But this will be decent. I've seen players use this. And remember, it's got elasticity. It's got that origin perk, whatever you call it. Right, Astral Horizon again. We've got plenty of shotguns to craft in the game. You know, shotguns, you're always looking for like 1-2 punch, trench barrel, stuff like this. Precision instrument maybe on a slug shotgun. Stuff like that. That's what you're looking for. So don't worry about it. Astral Horizon is a very good, nice feeling shotgun. So if you get some sort of 1-2 punch style shotgun, then you're happy in PvE with that. Alright, the Messenger. You want to... Pulse rifle lovers, this is a fantastic pulse rifle. So the Messenger can roll with rapid hit and kinetic tremors. Okay, so there's a couple of kinetic tremor pulse rifles in the game already right now. There's the Garner Salvation one. There's the Last Wish one, the one I use, and there's Bygones. Those are your other options for kinetic tremors, but Messenger rolls with it as well. Now, you need to understand, high-impact frame pulse rifles are favourable in PvE. Remember this, and I'm going to offend people, but I'm not bothered. Rapid-fire frame pulse rifles are the worst pulse rifles for PvE endgame. You always want either a heavy burst pulse rifle or a high-impact pulse rifle. They do better in GM combat. I'm talking specifically for Grandmaster Nightfalls and high-level raids and master dungeons and stuff like that, because you receive less damage drop-off. This is a topic for another video. I've spoken at years about this. Told you, don't be used. Grid Skipper's the example. Grid Skipper's a very bad pulse rifle in PvE because it's the wrong frame, people. It's the wrong frame. So that tells you that Messenger is one of the best pulse rifles in the game. But I think Chatter and Bone is better than this. I think some other pulse rifles probably are better than this. But if you get a kinetic tremor Messenger and you want to keep it, keep it. Okay, Unexpected Resurgence. It's an arc glaive. Nothing too shabby about this glaive. It's got Vault Shot and Close to Melee on it. Those are the two standout traits. If you get a Vault Shot glaive from here, keep hold of it. That can stun Overload champions. Vault Shot's very good on a glaive. Now, I think there's another Vault Shot glaive from Gambit, right? I think so. Right, there is actually. Cataphract, we all got given the God roll. You should have bought it. You should have bought it from Bento tokens. But if you don't, it was... What was it? What was it that we got? We got a bait and switch Envious roll. That's the roll we got. Igneous Hammer is more of a PvP weapon. Eye of Sol has not received updated traits. If you want the sniper, you need the other sniper, the solar one. Eye of Sol's not good in PvE. In Scissors, a very unique strand trace rifle. It looks good. It's got target lock on it, attrition orbs, kill and tally. I will tell you though, the Raid strand trace rifle has a very good perk on it called Detonator Beam. I think the Detonator Beam trace rifle is better than this one. But target lock trace rifles are actually pretty decent in PvE, and you'll be surprised. So if you get target lock or kill and tally or something like that on this roll, you keep hold of it. Okay, these are just the guns to look at. The Prophet, right? The problem with these guns, these Tex Mechanica Legendary Scouts, they don't hit hard enough. They're all rubbish. This is a rubbish scout rifle. I know because I've used them. There's another one from Spider the Watcher that's a Tex Mechanica Scout. Even with explosive payload, these scouts are not hitting hard enough. The best roll that you can possibly get on this scout, I believe, is rapid hit and explosive payload. That's it. That's literally it. It's not a very good scout rifle. It's just because these aggressive frame scout rifles are not doing the damage in PvE. Got it? They're not doing the damage. I've already tested it. I've already tested the Spider the Watcher one. This is the same frame as the Spider Watcher one. It's the exact same thing. If you're going to use a Tex Mechanica gun, you use Dead Man's Tail. Dead Man's Tail is the answer, not this. It's not a very good gun. Right, now this is my favourite auto rifle of all time in Destiny 2, and it was in Destiny 1 as well, right? Was it? It was in Destiny 1, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Well, anyways, this is my favourite auto rifle in Destiny 2. This is the best feeling auto rifle that I have used in Destiny 2 ever, period, legendary wise. And I'm not joking you. I did have a roll on this, but I deleted it because I knew that they updated the traits. So here's the updated traits. They updated it a few seasons ago, but you want Heal Clip and Incandescent on this gun. If you get Heal Clip and Incandescent on the Summoner, you will be living like a king. It is the best. You know why? Because auto rifles suffer from range drop-off. Alicicity will buff its range substantially, to the point where you feel like it's a scout rifle. The Summoner feels like a damn Pulse Scout hybrid. It is my favourite auto rifle in the game. I need to get the roll that I've told you. If you get the roll that I've told you, then you're going to be eating good. You can also focus Legacy Armour. I don't... Look how bad this armour is. Do you see what I'm saying? The Legacy armour's trash. Although this is alright. This is okay, but look at the first. Look at the difference. The Egyptian theme, boom, suits it right away, because that's what Trials of Osiris was. When they launched Trials, it was originally meant to be Egyptian themed, and it fit the theme. And it was very mysterious because we didn't know what Osiris looked like in Destiny 1. We now know what he looks like, so the mysterious whereabouts of Osiris and everything is different now. But in Destiny 1, I remember seeing videos about Osiris and where is he and what does he look like and all that sort of stuff. It just had the mystery behind Trials. There was lore really driven in with it, right? But I'm just saying, they're going back to the Egyptian themed armor, so it's nice to go in there because you can transmog the armor and look sexy in PvE. You will be called the drink. You were once called Juice Box at school, you're now called the drink. When you get a full set and shade this damn armor set. Can't look at shaders. So those are just general pickouts. That is it. You can play Trials all week long. Doesn't matter if you lose. You're gonna rank up engrams. You're gonna earn reputation. You're gonna be able to keep doing adept loot. Remember, the adept loot's not that favourable for PvE. Just get a repulsor brace, destabilizing rounds, hand cannon. Once you've done that, you're good. You then want to focus on a good bait and switch sniper, a good bait and switch Tomorrow's Answer with Envious Arsenal, maybe a vault shot hand cannon, maybe a good Aisha's Care for Strand builds, maybe a good repulsor brace, destabilizing rounds, void SMG. And finally, your priority has to be the summoner. You gotta get that heel clip incandescent summoner, people. It's the best legendary aura rifle, I think. Legendary wise, it just feels so good to use. It just does. Honestly, it's OP. I love it. I love this aura rifle. So that was the video on this. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.